I show up to school with, just so much embarrassment because I have the same clothes as last year and the year before that and even the year before that. I just hope that nobody makes fun of me for it this year.
I can't stand it when people make fun of me because of the color of my skin. I am tired of pretending like their jokes don't bug me.
I've been coming to this parish for over 9 years, and I've never felt like I belong. This parish seems dull, and I don't feel motivated to go to Mass. I feel like the older parishioners look down at me and makes me uncomfortable. My desire to serve at church isn't the same when I have all these adults not seem to care if I'm there or not.
Worship is not an option. It is not something we can choose to do or not to do. We were created to worship. We were designed and made by God to worship. So the question for us is not if we worship. The question for us is what or who do we worship? Each of us has a desire to belong to something greater, and it is that desire that reveals there is a void within us. Many of us try to fill this void with money, with sex, with relationships, with alcohol, or with popularity. But the end result is always the same. The end result is that we are left unfulfilled. We are left unsatisfied, incomplete, or alone.
The only thing that is big enough, the only thing that is strong enough to satisfy this loneliness within us, to satisfy this desire within our hearts to belong to something greater, is Jesus. St. Augustine once said, "Our hearts are restless until they rest in you, O God." He is enough. He is sufficient, and it is in Him and Him alone that we are made complete and forever accepted.
Jesus is real. He is everlasting. He is faithful, and He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. In a few moments, He will give Himself to us in the Eucharist.
However, worshiping Jesus is not easy. It's actually really hard. It causes us to separate ourselves from the ways and the patterns of this world. It causes us to fix our eyes on the things of heaven, the things of eternity, and to deny ourselves of the temporary pleasures of this world. The Mass calls for a response, and it goes beyond just an hour of prayer in this arena. It should manifest on the outside as well. You can tell what someone worships by what they think about, what they spend their time doing, and by what they love.
This is why we have such a clear call to worship Jesus Christ. Like a beautifully written song or a piece of artwork, a life of worship presents a message of hope and love to those who are in need and alone. It presents the gospel of Jesus Christ to a world in need of authentic worship.